Stay the fuck out of nigga lane. Hey, don't swear, don't swear, hey, don't swear.
All right. Here we go. No Games, Just Business podcast, episode 5. I am Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmie. What's up, Jimmie? How you feeling? How you living, cuz?
I'm feeling good, living good. We got a long weekend, but we still working, man. We putting in that work, having a little fun while we do it, man. I'm excited, man. How you feeling?
I like it, man. I like it. I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. We are blessed. We talked about this, man. We are blessed to be here, blessed to see another day, and we are giving them another one, man.
Another one.
I'm definitely excited, man. We about to get some football this week.
Oh yeah. We got a little taste with college. It was
Right?
It was a nice weekend.
Hey, hopefully,
Georgia looking crazy.
hopefully my Florida State can pull this one out tonight. I ain't look at the game in a little bit, but I know we was up.
Okay.
I don't know though, man.
Okay. We gonna see.
I see you repping the U. U's in the
I
building.
rock with them, you know.
I like
You know what I'm
it.
saying? Rock with them a little bit. You know, they ain't much, on the football field, but on that court though.
Oh, they supposed to be something special this year though. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But what we getting into today, man? What we got?
And we gonna get into our football, but before we get into that, we're gonna get into basketball. There was a big trade that will affect the NBA season I think in a major way. Donovan Mitchell is going from the West to the East. He's on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The big piece that went along with it was Colin Sexton. We'll get into that, chop it up about that, and from there we'll talk about award winners. Who will be the top dogs at each, award spot, from coaches to comeback players to rookie of the years, your MVPs and all that. We'll get into it all. From there, we'll talk about these questions we got going into week one. A lot of optimism for teams, you know what I'm saying? But we got 3 burning questions that we'll ask and answer here today. And from there, we'll end it with the big matchup, the first game of the year, Bills-Rams, 2 contenders going at it.
Oh,
They about to go blow for blow. We got stars on both sides of the ball.
all
Von Miller.
stars. That's like an all-star. That's an all-star matchup right there.
A nice one, week one. Going to be a full plate. Von Miller, he was on the Super Bowl team last year. Now he's on the Bills, Super Bowl favorites. So we'll see what's good with that, man. You ready to run it down?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
I think I'm gonna have you start off this Cleveland Cavaliers topic. I want to hear your thoughts, man. This is crazy. It's a big time. This is big time right here.
It definitely is, man. I believe Donovan Mitchell is a big time player. He was doing big time things in the postseason, and he'll be able to give the Cleveland Cavaliers that. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a young team poised for success down the line. You got bigs galore. You got Darius Garland, who's able to create for himself and others, who will be able to, take some weight off of Donovan Mitchell's shoulders, something that Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley's weren't able to do as much on the offensive end. And Garland will be able to do that. They have depth. Chris Caris LeVert, he's a nice one. But I just believe if they can stay healthy. Mobley, he seems pretty solid, but Jared Allen, he gets banged up here and there. But we'll see what they do. They have veteran presence there with Kevin Love and the Rondos there. So we'll see where they land. But a true contender right there with the Hawks, I believe, as one of the better backcourts in the game in the Eastern Conference. We'll see who comes out as a better duo. But Donovan Mitchell is that slasher that they need. Donovan Mitchell is that dog that they need in clutch time. I believe it's a good fit. And I believe Cleveland won the trade. What you thinking about it, though?
No, I love it. I think you hit it right on the money, man. Cleveland definitely won this trade for sure because at the end of the day, they got the better player. Colin Sexton, really good. I think he's a solid defender. I like his intensity, and the intensity he plays with. But we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers here. This I think they finally are back. Well, when I say back, Cleveland's back without LeBron James, right? Finally. This is the first time since LeBron has not been there in over LeBron's been in the league for 19 years now, that we could say Cleveland is finally back.
For sure.
Donovan Mitchell, great offensive player, very clutch player, like you said. You now have a backcourt with him and Garland. These guys together average 48 points per game. That's your offense right there. I think this team is very balanced. You got you bring in you have Evan Mobley, right? You also have depth, like you said. You got Chris Levert coming off the bench, who can facilitate. He can also, as he showed in Brooklyn, and he can also score the ball, score the rock, right? So I think he may be in contention for a Sixth Man of the Year award. You never know. You got two defensive monsters in Jared Allen and the Mobley, Evan Mobley. They got his brother now, right? So they got the Mobley brother. So hopefully the other brother could come in and be a factor on that team. But we know what Evan Mobley is, right?
Right.
So you got two big men in the paint that can defend very well, protect the rim. You still got Ricky Rubio coming off the bench as well. He can easily get you 13 and 7, right?
For
coming
sure.
off the bench, being a great facilitator. We didn't even talk about Darius Garland almost damn near being a walking double-double. This man averages just about 22 points a game and 8 assists. So like you said, he's a facilitator, and he also can create shots for himself. This team, and we can't even forget about Kevin Love. He might be bigger as far as name at this point of his career, but he's still coming off the bench giving you 13 and 7. I can accept that from a guy who can also shoot the ball.
Exactly.
Right? So he can also stretch the ball, stretch the court, I should say. I like this team. I like this team a lot with Donovan Mitchell added to the roster. I think they're well balanced as far as they know how to run as far as the coaching staff can get that offense going with Donovan and Darius Garland. And then where your defenders are as well. I think this team, just looking at the East, I'm gonna put them up there with Donovan Mitchell. I'm gonna put them up there in like that 5th, maybe 6th spot with Brooklyn. Right?
Okay. I'm with you.
And I think this team with, like you said, if they can stay healthy, they don't have to go to a play-in tournament in order to get into the playoffs. They can get that 5th seed and be sitting pretty into the playoffs and potentially make a deep run because their ability to be a well-balanced team overall. Because you know where you're getting your points from. And Donovan can give you 40 any given night. You know you got defenders, young defenders that are athletic. They might not be the biggest players, but they are athletic enough to block anybody's shot in this league. So I think with Donovan, this team is going to be a team you want to watch.
Definitely. I definitely agree. When you said 5th, 6th, I felt that. As far as the Nets, I think they're going to be right there with them in a battle. Nets, Hawks, Cavs, one of those teams will be in the play-in, but I think they'll be in that battle. The Bulls and 76ers have a little bit more camaraderie. The Cavs will have to work on that, but I believe they'll be able to do it. Young guys buying into a system already, and you're dropping somebody who's hungry in there, someone who's proven in there, who's the leader now. I believe Donovan Mitchell is that guy. He's poised for this, and I think it'll be like a 2nd round exit. I think they even could upset some teams if they played the 76ers. I wouldn't be surprised if they upset them.
Ooh.
I would not be surprised.
I don't know. Embiid might give them a problem, but being able to put multiple defenders on another team's best player is what you want, right? I want to be able to put Marcus Smart, a Patrick Beverly, a Grant Williams. I'm just talking about just this. I'm bringing this to a whole nother team, right? To the Celtics, because I always talk about the Celtics being one of those well-balanced teams, right? And everyone understanding their role. So when you have a Grant Williams, when you have a Marcus Smart, when you have a Jaylen Brown that can go against someone you could put them on Kyrie Irving, right? And you send multiple defenders on this one player. I think this team is able to do that as well. K-Love ain't, like I said, ain't what he used to, but he's a bigger body that you may be able to put on Embiid for a little bit because he's not going to go pound for pound with him all game. But then I can put Jared Allen in to tire him out and never move.
Jared Allen. I believe if I had to pick one guy to guard Joel Embiid, obviously I'm Giannis but AD maybe broken up. But as far as Jared Allen, he might be one of those underrated guys I would put on Joel Embiid.
Oh, for sure.
So I definitely feel you on that. You got size with Mobley behind that too, so I feel that for sure. James Harden, he's not as clutch as Mitchell. That's where I believe they can do it. Mitchell closing it out in Game 6, Game 7. I can see that, I think.
Yeah, man. If they play a team like the Sixers in the first round, they could definitely take out the Sixers. They could definitely take out the Sixers. So yeah, just looking at the East, I mean, I'm putting Boston right there at number 1 again. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee at number 2. Number 3, who was it?
Which Sixers?
No, I got Sixers at 4.
The Heat.
No, you know what? I might go Sixers 3.
Okay.
And then Brooklyn will be like that 4, 5, right? And Miami might be in that like 5, 6 range. So this team could be in. They might be able to beat Miami. You might be right. You might be right because Mitchell is not going to drop 40, then 13. Jimmy Butler. Ooh, I'm sorry, but and then as far as durability, I believe the young team will be more durable than these older rosters. The Heat are getting older. I don't even have them. I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs, but they're definitely gonna make the play in. And I don't know if they'll make it past that, but I can see them, outlasting the Raptors. But this Cavs team is poised for contention. Hey, I don't know about that. Man. Hey, watch out for that Hawks team too, man.
Yeah, it's that backcourt, man. It's gonna be juicy in the East.
Oh yeah, we talk about the East as least, but sending Donovan, yeah, right. They definitely trying to make some moves to get back in action, man.
It's crazy. Let's get into some crazy things ourselves, man. These star players and our projections for these star players and these MVPs and such. Who you got winning the MVP, man? What's up?
Yeah, man. I can't back down now. I already said it, man. I put it into the universe. The Buffalo Bills are gonna win the Super Bowl because I believe it. I believe it, and I'm gonna put my bets in before the season, man. I'm gonna put a couple bets in. The Bills is here, man. So obviously, Josh Allen, he's gonna get that team over the hump finally, right? Okay. This is what we've been waiting for. This team is going to have the best record in the NFL, I believe. This team is going to be the best overall team. Like I said, they're well-rounded, and Josh Allen is going to lead the pack. So with that, I think he's going to catapult himself to win the MVP.
Okay.
Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson, man. I think he's here, man. He's a bad man. They talk about Aaron Rodgers being a bad man. This guy, Justin Jefferson, is a bad man. Wow. I think out of all receivers in the league, to be honest with you, what Cooper Kupp did, I think Justin Jefferson has the ability because of his big play making ability, his explosiveness, his ability to make guys miss and separate from a defender. I think that gives him I think he has the skill set to win a triple crown just like Cooper Kupp did. Back-to-back 1K yards. I won't be surprised if the next couple of years we're going to be talking about this guy being a top 3 receiver in this league and not just potentially being a top 5 receiver. So I got Justin Jefferson winning the Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Defensive Player of the Year. The 6'4" monster in Cleveland, Myles Garrett, man. He's here. Okay. He's here. Every single year, he's progressively gotten better as far as sack rate. So I think he went 7, 12, 10, I think he then went around 13, and then he went to 16. I think he on that Cleveland defense, which is actually a really solid defense. I think he beats his career record and gets that 17 to 18. I don't know how this team is going to do overall without Deshaun Watson playing the full season, but Jacoby Brissett can keep them in some games as long as he's able to game manage. I think this team will be okay. I don't see them making the playoffs, but I think Myles Garrett. We'll see how dominant he is because he could pass rush, he could stop the run, he could do it all, right? And also, as far as win rate against the O-line, he was number one last year in win rate with 28%. The next one was Robert Quinn at 26%. So I think this guy gets 17 to 18 sacks this year and shows that he's a force to be reckoned with in this league. All right. You know I got to go with my boy, man. I got to go with my boy, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Drake London. He's here. Yeah. Drake London. I ain't talking about Drizzy, man. Yeah. I-85 in the building. I-85. That's what they call him, man. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, I-85. We here. You see we repping ATL in the back. But
definitely do that.
I feel like he wins it by default, right? Unfortunately, I am a Falcons fan, but we don't have Marcus Mariota is a bridge quarterback, so he's not going to be our future, obviously. But we have some talent on offense as far as Kyle Pitts and Drake London, who we have to get them the football. So because we don't have that great of an offense, we got to get our playmakers the football. He's a rookie. I think he easily can get right at the cusp of 1,000. I'm talking like 1,065 yards or like 1,010 receiving yards and like 5 touchdowns, but 5 to 7 touchdowns, give or take, right? That's a lot. But I think he kind of wins it by default. So that's why I got him winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go Aiden Hutchinson. I think he's the real deal. I think this guy is going to change the dynamics of that Detroit roster, that Detroit defense. He's going to show them how to be a football player. Guys are going to look up to him like, oh, man, that's the leader of this team. This is how we should be playing. This is the motor that we should be playing at. And he's going to show why Trayvon Walker was the wrong pick for this year's first-round pick, and he should have been the number 1 overall pick because I think this guy has the talent to do so. Going to Comeback Player of the Year, I'm going to go with my man. I think you had him as we talked about Saquon, but I think you talked about Saquon, but he's my Comeback Player of the Year.
Okay.
I want to see a season with him and CMC back in the lineups and playing good football. The reason why I don't give it to CMC, and I'll get into this later, but Saquon's going to be my guy. I think he's going to show us what he used to do when he first came into this league. I think he's going to have a healthy season. He's really the Giants' only playmaker, and we know he can do it in a passing game. We know he can do it in a run game, even though he's not a pound-for-pound runner where he's like averaging 5 to 6 yards per carry. But he's a guy that'll lose you 2 yards, but then get you 50. Right? And we're going to see that again from Saquon because I think he has a chip on his shoulder this year. And he's like, nah, I'm back. I know what I can do. I know who I am. And I want that big money. I want that running back money that I know I can get. And I think Saquon's going to come back and prove to us who he really is. Coach of the Year, I got to go with the real Sean, as you would say.
The real Sean. Please stand up. Stand up.
The real Sean in the building, Sean McDermott. Right. Sean McDermott. That's my Super Bowl pick. I'm gonna say all year. So by default, again, because they're gonna have the best roster in the NFL, he's gonna win NFL Coach of the Year. So what you got,
Okay.
man?
I like that. I like that list a lot. The Saquon, it's throwing me off just a little bit because the situation has been the same since forever. That line is boo-boo. Daniel is doo-doo. Like, I mean, it's just not what it's supposed to be.
Hey, that's your boy, man.
Down there. Like, the situation. If he had a better one, if he would have came to New England, we like Danny. We like Danny. I mean, we like Mac. We like Mac.
Okay.
But if he were to go to, 49 or something like that, guy with legs, coach with minds, I think it will work. But yeah, Saquon, I don't know, man. He got to prove a lot, just like your boy CMC. They got to prove a lot with that durability. And that's training staff, like you said, they got to prove a lot too. And we're gonna see about.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna get to this GOAT. He's coming for the real GOAT.
Oh man,
he's one of those GOATs, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not talking.
I definitely thought.
I curved it a little.
Okay.
He thought I was going with Joey B. Nah. He got too many weapons doing it. I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes, a guy who lost one of his best options, Tyreek Hill, a guy who flips the field like no other. The speed is ridiculous. You have to double this guy, and just the fact that people think the Chiefs are gonna fall off. Patrick Mahomes hears it. Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the game, hears it. One of the most important positions in the game, they hear it. Andy Reid, one of the greatest coaches of all time, very disrespected. He's done things without Pat. He's done things before Pat with a weapon that wasn't, Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill on the same team with Tyrell Owens and Donovan McNabb. That's a solid team that was able to go into the Super Bowl and compete against a franchise like no other.
They have some real talent on that team. Truly.
Andy Reid, he needs to be appreciated a little bit more. To my offensive minds, he is elite, to say the least. And I believe Patrick Mahomes will show because of his efficiency. I don't believe he'll have over 10 interceptions. I believe he'll have 7 interceptions, 6 interceptions. He'll be efficient on another level because the ball won't go deep nearly as much. They still can, though. Miko Harmon's out there. You know what I'm saying? Juju can create space. There's going to be a lot more one-on-one matchups. But I think Kelsey will be the workhorse. I believe we'll see him in different positions. We already see him all over the place. Travis Kelsey's used like Debo Samuels almost. But with that being said, he'll win MVP. Next offensive player of the year, I believe will be a quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who we can call a running back.
Wow.
And because of it, we'll give him an award that quarterbacks typically don't win. They typically will win the MVP, but I believe he'll win the offensive player of the year because of his dual threat ability. He will be a 1,000-yard rusher and a 3,000 to 4,000 yard passer. And because of that, he will win offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year, I'm going to go to a guy who's chasing some GOATs. Some guys who are long gone as far as effect on the game today. Talking about Lawrence Taylor, talking about Deion Sanders. He's chasing Tom Brady, one of the only guys who's able to chase a GOAT, a living GOAT. Aaron Donald's doing that right now.
Oh man, another one? You think he's going to get another one?
Another one, like DJ.
Wow.
Yeah, Aaron Donald will be the defensive player of the year. And from there, I'm going to go into the rookie of the year. The rookie of the year, I believe, will be Malik Willis from the Titans. I believe he'll get an opportunity because Ryan Tannehill was garbage, has been garbage. He's 35 years old. I didn't realize he was up in age like that. His mobility is not in question. I believe that helps him, that'll help him age well. He's accurate, but he's not clutch. And I believe... And I believe because Malik Willis, because Ryan Tannehill is, not clutch, is 35 years of age, and they just drafted the future with Derrick Henry as their present, workhorse, as their, ticket to contention. Because your running back is what you're going to hang your hat on, you need to be able to capitalize now. And Ryan Tannehill has shown that they cannot trust him to win now. Go ahead and put the guy in there who may be able to change your fortunes, sort of like Patrick Mahomes did for the Kansas City Chiefs a couple years ago. From rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, I'm going to go defense. Sauce Gardner. He had 3 interceptions every year.
A corner
Yes.
won the rookie of the year?
I believe so. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I believe he'll be targeted a lot. I believe in that division, you're talking about two who's going to be asked to sling it around. You're talking about Mac Jones, who's going to be asked to do a lot of things with a mediocre, overrated offensive receiving core. And then you're talking about the Bills, a team where he will be asked to shut down Stephon Diggs or to at least contain him in a way that most rookie corners aren't asked to do. And I believe he'll be their number one corner by the end of the year and recognize, sort of like how you try to recognize your boy AJ Terrell. But this guy is different because he's big with it. AJ's a nice size, whatever. This guy's 6'2" with it. This guy's, we going to see,
6'2", 160 soaking wet.
That's fine. We slinging it around. He ain't no safety. He ain't coming down. He'll be locking up on the back end. And that's what you're going to see. And this is I'm a Jets guy. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we're going to have to face him 2 times a year. But anyway, from there, I'm going to go comeback player of the year, Michael Thomas, your Saints, your Super Bowl pick. I believe Michael Thomas will be recognized as a top 10 receiver again. I don't know who he's going to jump over, but I believe he'll jump over somebody because his impact for the Saints, your Super Bowl pick, let's remember, your Super Bowl pick.
Yep.
They will be able to do something. They'll be able to challenge the Bucks, not do anything in my opinion, but Michael Thomas will have another 1,000-yard receiving year. I believe he'll be looking at around 10 touchdowns. I believe 9 to 10. I believe he will be able to be a red zone threat. The Saints will get in the red zone a lot, and then it's either they're going to be kicking the ball or giving it to Michael Thomas. And because of that, I think
Alvin Kamara. What about Chris Olave?
I believe Alvin Kamara is actually going to be the focal point of the offense. So I believe his numbers won't look as good as his true impact. Now, Chris, I believe he'll be able to do something from afar. But when you're talking about a big body, would you going to double Michael Thomas? Like, I don't know. Like, he's not somebody I would want to double, and because of that, the contested catches are going to come easier. And James, he's not afraid to throw it up. He's used to big bodies. He loved Mike Evans in Tampa, and I believe he'll love Mike Thomas. And for my coach of the year, I'm going to go to the real Sean. The real Sean. The real one. Please stand up. So I believe him and the Bills, they'll be able to do it. And when I say do it, I don't think they'll have the best record in the league, but they will be the consistent force throughout the season. Everyone will look to them as the consistent, team from week 1 to week 18. And this is going to be a long season. So I believe we should credit the coach or the team that's able to be consistent throughout this long season. And I think Sean McDermott will be able to do that. Josh Allen, I know you said he'll be the MVP, but I think I value this coach more than even Josh Allen. Sean McDermott will be an issue for years to come. His mind is like no other. He gets his team to buy in. He gives me that Mike Tomlin feel, like the player's coach. And I know I'm a little premature, but I believe he'll be able to, cement his status as one of the elite coaches again this year.
Yeah. But like we talked about when we had our coaches segment, and I believe episode 2 or 3, and but they got to win the big games. That's the only thing with Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills. They have to win the big games. Wow. But you got Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP, and you have Lamar Jackson winning Offensive Player of the Year. Have we even had 2 quarterbacks win those 2? I don't think so. I don't even remember a time where one quarterback won an MVP, the other one won Offensive Player of the Year. But, man, Patrick Mahomes, without Tyreek Hill, is going to win the MVP. You think they're going to have over 11 wins?
Oh, yes. 12 to be exact.
Did you forget what division they play in?
Did you forget who has been the lead in this division? That's a perfect segue because that's one of my burning questions. It's about one of those teams in that division, the San Diego, LA Chargers, because they're still playing like the San Diego Chargers. Up until the middle of the season, they're great. And then, what is going on in there? It doesn't matter if it's Phillip Rivers or Justin Herbert. I know it's a small sample size with Justin Herbert, but in the middle of the season, they just hit a roadblock. I know they're the most well-rounded team, maybe in the division. But that's what the Chiefs have to go through, and the rest of the teams don't have the pedigree of the Kansas City Chiefs. Russell Wilson's here, but this ain't Seattle. You're gonna have to get comfortable, young man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I know for sure the Broncos is number 4 in my opinion in that division. I think it goes. I think it. Even though the Chiefs have won it, I believe the last 4 or 5 years. I think before I knew J.C. Jackson was out for the first 4 weeks, because he is. I said this was now the Chargers' division to lose. But I will say, I don't know now. That's tough. That's tough.
Really tough.
I still think the Raiders is a sleeper team, man. I think that offense is going to step up big time.
What about that defense?
They got to play consistent defense. That's the thing. They have some talent on defense, but their consistency isn't there. But their pass rush with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, I don't think Chandler Jones had a good year last year. I think week 1 he had like 4 or 5 sacks in one game, and I think he ended the year with like 6. So, but with Max Crosby on the other side, that may help Chandler Jones. We may see what Chandler Jones used to do this year.
For sure. We're definitely going to see, but that's definitely a burning question of mine, man. I mean, the Chargers definitely, you could argue Chargers or Buffalo, in my opinion, have the best roster on paper. Stars on both sides. You can even go Rams. They have stars to compete on both sides, and it's just ridiculous how they can beat you on the back end or the front end on defense. And then they have linebackers who can run. You got Herbert, who's poised to show that Joe Burrow is not on another level, but on the same level as Herbert, or maybe Herbert is that guy in another way to be able to get it done this year. He has everything he needs. So I don't know. To me, that's a big question. The one that we've been trying to answer for 10 years, it seems like. Will the Chargers close the season out strong? From there, I like to go into a GOAT, man. I like talking about GOATs, man. There's just something about them, man. But will this GOAT retire? Like, it seems, I need to watch him. I need to go see him. So I'm glad he ain't retired just yet. Need to get down to Tampa Bay, check him out. But will Brady retire? That's a burning question I've been thinking about since forever.
Hey, they play the Panthers out there, man. How far is the Panther Stadium from you?
About an hour and a half.
See, that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
I want to see the GOAT go get somebody worth something.
Okay, I get it.
I want to see him put that GOAT hat on and have to do something, come back or something nice. But that's my other question, man. Will the GOAT retire this year? What's your thoughts on it?
Will the GOAT retire this year? I think so. I think this is his last year. At one point, I thought he was going to play longer than Aaron Rodgers, but I don't see it. I think this is definitely Brady's last year. He's chasing that last ring. He's trying to go 8 like Kobe. Shout out Kobe, RP Kobe. But he's trying to go out. He's trying to go out with a bang, and but I think this is his last year, man. I think he got to go spend time with the family. Got to go spend time with the kids. He got his deal with Fox, big time deal with Fox. So I don't know. I can't see Brady. I can't see him playing another year after this year. You think he's going to retire after this year? You think he's going to stay?
It's really hard to say with him, man. Like, I don't know what his motivation is at this point. Like, who are you chasing? I would say it's Bill Belichick, but it seems like he's already won that battle too. I guess this is it. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't know what I thought after the 7th. That's it. What else do you have to prove? I mean, he should have won MVP last year, especially if he does that this year. I really almost had him win an MVP.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were gonna pick.
Oh, okay.
When you said the GOAT, I'm like, oh man, here comes Brady. I wasn't even thinking about your boy Burrow, man. But
I had to say the GOAT for later, man. And he'll get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Instead of the Saints, there'll be somebody else in that division, the Bucks. making it to the Super Bowl, going against Josh Allen and losing. But it's the GOAT losing. That's fine. It's the Super Bowl. And I think that's what the story will be at the end of the year. I believe he will go out with a bang. But from there, we're going to go to a youngin that's looking to come in with a bang, looking to come in and shake the room. Something that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do just quite yet.
Ooh.
Jimmy Garoppolo made it to the Super Bowl, and he came up just short. When I say just short, Emmanuel Sanders right there, end of the game, field goal range, just short. And Trey Lance is coming in there. My burning question for this team is, will Trey Lance be an upgrade? Will he truly be an upgrade? Because as much as Jimmy Garoppolo came up short, he came up short in the big game. This guy gets to the big game. This guy beats the bad man in the big game. He beats Aaron Rodgers religiously. Trey Lance, as much of a talent as you are, will that talent translate into wins? Because Jimmy Garoppolo is a winner.
Oh, for sure.
Jimmy is able to maximize Depot, maximize George Hill. So we thought. We believe these legs of Trey Lance are going to be able to maximize them in a different way, along with Kyle Shanahan's mind. Raw ability is okay. Raw ability with a great mind behind you, I think they'll be able to do something there. It's a big question, especially with Jimmy Garoppolo staying. Trey Lance, are you ready? Do they believe in you? Are they going to give you the reins, or is it going to be certain packages and certain schemes for certain times in the game? Or are you truly our quarterback? When it's time to launch it, when it's time to be accurate, will we trust in you? Or are we going to use you like a what's his name? Eagles, Jalen Hurts, early in his career. They didn't trust him. They didn't believe in him. And then they gave him the keys. Are they giving Trey Lance the keys yet? I don't believe so with Jimmy Garoppolo back there, but we'll see. What you think?
I definitely think they definitely gave him the keys to the Ferrari. He's definitely in the driver's seat at this time. I say that. But the issue with Trey is he hasn't played much football. Only 19 games in college, and he's played, I think, 3 career NFL games and 2 starts, right? 2 out of 3 starts. And he has to get the playmakers to football. From what I see is he has a big connection with Brandon Ayuk right now. But you got to get the playmakers the football. You got to find a way to get Debo the ball as far as passing, because we talk about Lamar Jackson, right? We talk about Jalen Hurts. These guys are great runners, but consistently aren't great passers. And he's young. He's only 21, 22 years old, but I think it can go really good for him where he just breaks out and they're like, yeah, this is why we traded all those picks to get him, right? This is what we envisioned this to happen. This is why we go out and get a guy like this. Or it can go really bad and he struggles, and that's when you have Jimmy G, your winner, come in and save the day. And now we're looking at Jimmy G potentially being the future of this team. And Trey Lance is probably going to be a package deal out of San Fran very quickly, because they're going to realize that they made a mistake. If it goes bad, like I said, it can go good or it can go bad, right? And this is why you have that safety valve, because Jimmy G knows. He's like, man, I'm 30 years old. I know I win games, but if I go somewhere else, this is going to happen consistently. Everyone's just going to use me as Jimmy G is the best backup in the league right now, right? And they're just going to keep drafting young quarterbacks over him, and he's just going to be the bridge guy. No, he wants to start, and he knows he can win. So his best bet was to take that pay cut and stay with San Fran. He knows the system. He's been there for a few years, and hey, if it doesn't work out this year, now I can choose. We talk about Baker being able to choose his destination, choose his path. And Jimmy G now has that ability after this year to go out and seek whatever team he wants in free agency. If it comes down to where he's not the starter anymore, it's official that he's not the starter anymore or the future of San Fran.
All right. I can feel that. I definitely can feel that. I guess the comfort definitely helps him. But we're going to see how two quarterbacks sometimes is not the best situation to have, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah.
I believe they're professionals. But what's your better questions?
They say if you got a quarterback problem, then you got a problem. So
they got a problem, I'm guessing. But what's your burning questions, man?
All right. So my first one, man, is can Saquon and CMC finally stay healthy, man? I got Saquon as my comeback player of the year, but the biggest question is, can these guys stay healthy? When these guys are healthy, it's like, man, you love seeing these guys play. They change. It's just amazing how I know I can get a big break from Saquon any given Sunday. Any given play, he can make three with no O-line. He can make 3-4 guys miss and still take the ball 50 yards down the field, 75 yards down the field for a touchdown. I know I can pass him the ball, run a screen. I know he can block. I know he can run the zone. He's not a true inside runner, but he can make a guy miss and bounce it right outside and take it right up the sideline for a touchdown any given day. So he's a well-rounded running back, but he has to stay healthy. And it seems like that's been a big thing in this Giants organization, which we touch on a lot. On a lot of these guys, is something wrong with their training staff. What's going on in that Giants training room that none of my offensive playmakers can stay healthy? And number 2, C-Mac. Again, another guy that he just makes the Carolina Panthers better. And when he's not in the lineup, they are a terrible football team. But this guy can easily get me 2 touchdowns per game, whether it's passing, whether it's running. But he now has soft tissue injuries. He's still young, but man, he's another guy that's just getting banged up, and because he's getting so many touches, he doesn't have really a big frame, but when he's in the lineup, he's great to watch. What you think? You think these guys are going to stay healthy this year?
I think one of the two will, and that's because I believe the Panthers are going to learn something here, and I believe their scheme may change a little bit. I believe Alvin Kamara is going to be what Christian McCaffrey is, as opposed to more of a Saquon. Saquon is a great receiving back, like you were saying, but he's not Christian or Kamara in route running. It's more so out the backfield, and I believe they're going to split Christian McCaffrey out a little bit more and use him more as a decoy, because they also have weapons on the perimeter that are proven to be healthy. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, they have a little bit more to work with as opposed to the Giants. And I trust the quarterback. I know this is crazy. Well, maybe it's not. But Baker Mayfield, I trust him. Yeah, maybe even Sam Darnold. I trust him a little bit more than Daniel Jones in the pocket.
Oh, sure.
Being able to, Daniel Jones will be fumbling for no reason a lot of times. But because of that, I believe Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. And I don't think Saquon will, just because of the situation, man. And it's warm weather cities help a lot too. And Christian McCaffrey's able to play in a lot of domes. You're talking about in Atlanta, you're talking about in New Orleans. The Giants, they're cold weather. New York is a cold weather state, and they are playing. They get to play the Cowboys, play Washington, and then who's the last team they're playing? The Eagles. So it's mad cold most of the time. So I think that affects things, and I believe because of that, it'll be the same thing for Saquon, but a little bit different for Christian.
I agree. Out of the two, I think I trust Saquon a little bit more than I do CMC. But I'm excited to see him. I think in one fantasy league, I have Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and Saquon. I don't know how they allowed me to get them 3, but I got them.
You excited?
Hey, if they all fall through, these guys are all top 5 fantasy football running backs, so I'm fine.
You're playing the odds. At least hopefully 2 of them hit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So my second question is, what is Patrick Mahomes, your MVP, right? What is Patrick Mahomes going to do without Tyreek Hill?
Won an MVP.
Can he have that effect that Brady and Rodgers had over their careers? I'm not saying that Kelsey. And what I mean by that is Brady and Rodgers for a lot of years didn't have the big names, right? At one point, Rodgers didn't have Devontae Adams. At one point, Brady didn't have Randy Moss, right?
Donald Driver, Gretchen.
But they're not Tyreek Hill.
True.
They're
True.
not Randy Moss. They're not Travis
True.
Kelce. Right? So that's my question. Can he what can he do without his deep threat? Right? Because any given play he can throw it deep and Tyreek is taking it to the house. This guy Tyreek Hill changes the way you scheme an entire defense. You can't even play man-to-man on this man because he's so fast. And you still have to worry about Travis Kelce beating you from the inside, the outside, playing the slot, playing the tight end position. This team doesn't have a run game. I don't believe in CEH, unfortunately. I thought coming out of college he was a good pound-for-pound running back, but he's small. He has he's like 5'9". He has a nice solid frame, but he's just a small back. You can see in the goal line he's getting stuffed in the way, defenses knock him over. And I just don't see it. So they don't have a run game. Let's see if Juju can revamp his career a little bit because Pittsburgh has so many weapons as far as receiving options. I think Juju kind of fell under the radar. And then once he got hurt, it was kind of over for him there. But I think Juju loved playing in Pittsburgh. And I think him and Mahomes are going to have a good connection. And I think it's going to work well in Kansas City, even though Juju's on a 1-year prove-it deal. Now defenses are going to be focusing on Travis Kelce. So now you may have a double team here or there with maybe an outside linebacker and a safety covering Travis. And, Mecole Hardman, he hasn't been that big of a threat on that team. I can't even think about their number two. Who's their number two guy besides Juju and Travis?
Valdez Scantling.
Oh, the guy who out of 4 to 5 catches, he's gonna catch 25% of those. So you may catch 1 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5 and drop the other 2. So I don't know. I don't know what this team is gonna look like without Tyreek, but like you said, Andy Reid is a great offensive mind. He's definitely going to scheme this team up well. But all the pressure right now, as far as the offense, all relies on Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately. What you think?
There aren't many quarterbacks who can use Tyreek Hill in a proper way. And because of that, we have to give Patrick Mahomes more credit for being able to be one of those quarterbacks to use Tyreek Hill.
I can name 5 quarterbacks that can use Tyreek Hill in a proper way.
That's not a lot compared.
I can name 10 quarterbacks that'll use Tyreek Hill that would love Tyreek Hill on their football team.
So you're saying there's 10 quarterbacks with Patrick Mahomes' arm ability? Why are we hesitating here?
Arm ability, yes. Yeah. I think there are some quarterbacks out there that has Patrick Mahomes like abilities.
There are
Aaron Rodgers. We could say
there aren't even 10 ever with Patrick Mahomes' arm ability. Dan Marino. You have to go all-time greats to go to his Patrick Mahomes' arm ability.
Aaron Rodgers, who's probably the most talented quarterback as far as the way he throws the football. We can say Deshaun Watson at one point.
No.
What?
He does not.
This man led the league in passing yards with no D-Hop.
We're not talking about stats here. We're not talking about.
He had
we're talking
no
about
D-Hop.
arm ability. We're talking about arm ability.
Arm ability. You threw for 5,000 yards with no D-Hop. What do you mean he doesn't have arm ability?
Patrick Mahomes is in the air, horizontal in the air, throwing it in people's face masks in the Super Bowl with two tackles, your most important position ever, out the game in the Super Bowl. We're talking about
you don't think Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers Kyler Murray, I can even put in that category. Kyler Murray has a very high accuracy percentage as far as throwing the football. He's a very accurate quarterback. Let's see. We could even I could put Tyreek Hill with Joe Burrow, your boy, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
No looking.
Oh my God! I don't care about a no-look pass.
The defender does when he's trying to read you and
Herbert. Come on, man. I love Patrick, but I'm saying a lot of other quarterbacks can do the same thing with Tyreek that Patrick can. And because he's missing Patrick Mahomes, because he doesn't have that deep threat, you're right. His interception ratio will definitely go down because he's not taking no shots downfield. And he has, Juju's more of a possession receiver and not a really a big playmaker. But I'm just saying. There's other quarterbacks that can do the same thing with the football that Patrick Mahomes can.
Nah, like just because you put up numbers, like you alluded to, Deshaun, does not mean you have the arm ability. Tom Brady, I'm glad you didn't mention him. Joe Burrow does not have the arm of Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. But the fact that he can do elite things that not many can do, that should allow us to know that he can water it down some. Like, if your ability is, we're not asking you to do more, we're asking you to do less.
But can he do less? That's the question right there. Can he do less?
He has to do less.
Can he not throw the football like he's playing NFL streets?
Yeah, yes, he's done it before. Tyreek Hill wasn't always the focal point in the offense. And if anybody can help rein that in, it's Andy Reid. We spoke on his greatness earlier. Revamping Juju. He can be a number one receiver with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have to have the Brady effect. He doesn't have to have the Aaron Rodgers effect because he has the number one tight end in the game. Brady, yes, he proved it without Gronk. He also won nothing with Randy Moss. Aaron Rodgers, I'm glad you brought up the whole situation with him because, yeah, he didn't have as much help. And I think that assisted him not making it to many Super Bowls. I think Patrick Mahomes can be Aaron Rodgers. With or without, I think he could be Donovan McNabb. One weapon, one elite weapon, more than enough. Patrick Mahomes can extend plays like no other.
Oh, he definitely can extend plays. Yeah, for sure.
Nico Hartman, I believe Patrick Mahomes made Tyreek more than Tyreek made Patrick Mahomes. I'll put it like that.
No. I think Tyreek Hill will his stats will decrease with Tua. But I think if Tyreek Hill had the quarterback as far as...
He was a kick returner. He was just a special teams guru.
That's like...
No true receiver?
I was about to compare him to Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown was a different breed, man.
Oh, no.
AB was different, man.
His foot was another level.
AB was crazy different. But I think Tyreek could definitely get he can have the same effect with a similar quarterback. Like there's a lot of other quarterbacks. The 10 best quarterbacks in the league, if they had Tyreek Hill, can do the same. Tyreek Hill can put up the same numbers.
But you put up
his same numbers with those receivers. I mean, with those quarterbacks.
But you're talking 10 when Patrick Mahomes is one of one. What are we saying here?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't need. Listen, I would love Patrick Mahomes on my team, but I can win with other quarterbacks. I can win with Tom Brady. I can win with Aaron Rodgers. I could win, hopefully, with Deshaun Watson, right?
Really?
I could win, hopefully, with Justin Herbert. And if I had Tyreek Hill with those quarterbacks, he's putting up the same numbers. Easily
putting up the same numbers.
Easily putting up the same numbers.
So let's zone into a situation in the Super Bowl when they had against the 49ers, when they had to make a miracle play. Who's throwing that? I know it was a duck. He wasn't even that impressive. But it was what he did before the play and before he threw the ball. improvising and making people miss and still looking downfield with the arm ability of a god and launching it to a weapon that only certain players could launch it to in NFL history.
We've seen other quarterbacks do the same thing. We saw Kyler Murray throw it up to D-Hop when he caught it over 4 defenders. We saw Deshaun Watson spin out of a play, get something in his eye, and throw it in for a touchdown. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do the same thing, throw the most Hail Mary game winners in NFL history. We've seen other quarterbacks do the same. Eli Manning, the catch of the catch.
Patrick Mahomes is Jordan-esque in the way that
he is Jordan-esque. But what I'm saying is,
pizzazz on the field.
What I'm saying is, I can say it equally decreases both their values. It equally decreases their. It decreases both of their abilities. I wouldn't even say abilities. It's just like the game factor, right? Because he doesn't have Tyreek, he may throw less interceptions, but he may throw also less yards as well. He may not take those risks that he was taking. He's not going to take the risks that he was taking before because he doesn't have that deep threat weapon. But I'm not changing my whole defensive scheme for Juju, but I will for Tyreek.
For sure. But my last point here. Travis Kelce's a tight end. That's the hardest position to double team in the NFL. It's hard to double a tight end.
Yeah.
In the middle of the field. So, like, we're going to try to scheme it around a tight end. Go ahead, be my guest. It's going to be very difficult to do that. If anything, it'll make it easier for Mecole Hardman, who is a deep play threat. He's not Tyreek Hill, but he's a threat. And before he was a kick return, punt return specialist. Something similar to Tyreek.
Yeah, man. That's a tricky one. That's my question, man. What can Patrick do, man? My last question is going to be: can Jameis Winston get the Saints team over the hump? He has. What didn't we give you, Jameis? You threw 30 for 30. Now, I think Jameis has the intangibles to win, to lead a team to a Super Bowl. But you gotta slow down your game. You gotta be a little bit more poised. We talked about Baker being amped up. I think Jameis amps himself up sometimes, and he's such a competitor that he as well. And he's had Mike Evans to kind of bail him out because he throws the ball down the field and Mike Evans can go up and get it. So he takes those shots. And also Bruce Arians' offense is more of a downfield. Vertical, more of a vertical offense. So he's throwing the ball down the field nonstop. And I think that's where him and Brady kind of clash heads a little bit because Brady, as he ages, he gets the ball out quick, so he needs more quick slants, quick outs. Definitely throw the ball to the running back. So just bringing it back to Jameis, I can't have you go 30 for 30. He obviously was on a pace last year where he wasn't going for 30 for 30, but he was actually playing very well. So hopefully you're back healthy. We have Alvin Kamara. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended. So we have our starter running back. I still have Taysom Hill, who is a gadget guy. I could put him at tight end, put him at Wildcat. I got Mike Evans, Chris Olive, and Jarvis Landry. I have 3 weapons that I can throw the football to. These guys are deep threats, but hey, Jameis, if you can learn how to dink and dunk a little bit, and then when Chris Olive, makes a cornerback look the other way, and he can break out for a big play, you still got the dude Callaway as well. That was playing, off and on last year. He had one big game, then he goes quiet. So you still got Callaway from last year. And you got the defense. So we get – it's just like Tua, right? It's just like Tua. I can compare this to Tua. I give you all the keys to I gave you the keys to the Ferrari. You got it. Come on, man. You got to bring us home, man. Get us home safe, man.
Yeah, when you lost me right there, because Ferrari, I understand Trey Lance got the Ferrari. The 49ers got everything. The Dolphins, they ain't no Ferrari over there. Who the Saints?
I don't know, man.
Ferrari, maybe. But this Ferrari is missing a key component. Sean Payton. Can you imagine if we just assumed that the Andy Reid-led team, after his departure, made it to the Super Bowl?
Hey,
That's really a little bitter in my mouth. Are you serious? Sean Payton is one of the all-time great coaches ever. You can have all the pieces that you want, but you need to have the right guy orchestrating that offense, right guy calling the shots on defense, the right guy during 2-minute drills. Mike McCarthy is not an all-time great coach, but he's won the Super Bowl. There's a difference in certain coaches in crunch time, before halftime, making sure we get points, making sure we don't kill ourselves or shoot ourselves in the foot. Sean Payton was responsible for a lot of that. All the weapons is great. It's nice to see, and they'll do something in the NFC. They'll make it a playoff push, but you need a coach to get you over the hump just as much as you need the players. And Sean Payton is that guy. And he will be that guy going forward because he will get another job.
hey, man, we know Jameis was a national champion at one point. So,
Same college?
hey, man, he has the intangibles to get the team there. You saw him eating his W, right? My man, famous Jameis, man.
I hear that Florida State coming out there. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't wait for this topic. What you thinking about this Thursday night football game? Bills, Rams, contenders going at it, blow for blow. What's up?
Oh yeah, this is going to be I think this is going to be a defensive game. We talked about star power. We talked about this being an all-star game. This is potentially a Super Bowl matchup. Right?
Get them Saints out of it.
Hey, I got the Saints Bills, but this can potentially be the game of the year.
For sure. Week 1.
But
Nice.
I think both teams has a really good defense. Matt Stafford is battling something in his
Elbow.
elbow. So they may lean more to the run, just opening the gate with Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers. Who knows? Those two guys have to stay healthy throughout the year. Those are another two guys that can't stay healthy. We're looking to see if what Allen Robinson can look like on this offense. Cooper Kupp, top 2 receiver in the league. They got him. We're going to see a nice matchup with him and Tre'Davious White. We're going to see what the dude Elam comes in and plays like as a rookie corner for the Bills. We're going to see what this Bills offense looks like against Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner and the best defensive player possibly maybe of all time, and Aaron Donald, maybe of all time besides Lawrence Taylor, right? So
Deion.
Yeah, Deion is definitely up there. But still, like this is nothing but star power on this football team. And I think it's going to be a defensive game, very low scoring. I'm going to say 17-14 Bills.
17-14 Bills. Okay. Tre'Davious isn't going to be able to play this game. Actually, he's coming off an injury from last year.
Oh, he's not playing this game?
Yeah, he's not playing. And it's similar to what you were saying. As far as J.C. Jackson, a couple games in the beginning of the season, he will miss. And because of that, I got Cooper Kupp being able to exploit that Bills defense, who is very underrated.
It might get
probably
ugly
really
now.
underrated at the same time. Like, it's weird. Even without the number one corner, they're still able to eat up. Like you were alluding to. And you're talking about one of the greatest defensive players of all time, and then another great defensive of all time, Jalen Ramsey. Maybe top 15 all time, but Ramsey's up there, man. And I believe that this Rams team, they're coming off of that Super Bowl win. I believe they'll be amped up. I believe they are reloaded in a sense. They have Van Jefferson as well, and I believe he'll have a breakout year this year. I believe Matthew Stafford won't be able to zone in on Cooper Kupp as much, but towards the middle of the year, that's when Cooper Kupp's numbers will start to take off. I believe teams are not going to allow Cooper Kupp them this year, and because of that, Allen Robinson's importance and Van Jefferson's importance, and the other Sean's importance will become more important in scheming certain guys up. Higbee.
Oh, is this the battle of the real Sean's? Wow.
Please stand up.
It's the battle of the real Sean.
See, this isn't the true battle. This is a little appetizer. I'm not, alluding to the Rams making the Super Bowl or anything, but I'm just saying the other Sean won't make the Super Bowl. The real Sean will prevail in the end. I actually have the Bills losing this game because the Rams are coming in off that Super Bowl, not hangover, but Super Bowl, pizzazz or Super Bowl feel, the hype of winning the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has something to prove. Is he a one-hit wonder? All those stars, you better not be. There is no reason the Rams should not be in contention and playing the Bucs again to determine, because I believe that was a true NFC championship, them two playing. Whoever won that, I believe, was going all the way. And with that being said, the Rams situation, less injuries, more stars on both sides of the ball, I'll argue, will lead to them winning this game. And you said it'll be a defensive game. I agree. The defense takes it's a little bit easier for them to get off to a good start in the beginning of the year. The offense usually they're a little lagging. They lag behind. And the Rams actually have a new offensive coordinator. So because of that, I believe that it won't be a big hiccup, but they'll come out a little bit slower than usual and try to lean on that defense and those greats on the other side. I don't think it'll work too much in the first half, but the Bills will take it over in the second half, and the Rams will close it out. I think Matthew Stafford could be clutch and close it out like how he did last year in the playoffs.
Nice.
I believe he proved a lot Thursday night.
Nice. I like it. Cooper Kupp may have a day now. I didn't even know Tre'Davious wasn't playing. So
crazy.
Cooper Kupp might do Cooper Kupp things, man. And when he does, it's a beautiful thing, man.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
Poetry in motion, for real. That route running, like you said, that Kyrie's an art. Cooper Kupp's route running is definitely an art. Definitely an art. You pair that with an elite quarterback, it's gonna be problems for the defense without your number one corner.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we are definitely excited for this season.
Yes,
I'm excited.
yes.
I know you are, man.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
this gonna be a fun football season, man. Hopefully our teams can do it. You the Patriots fan, I'm the Falcons fan. It can go really ugly, or it can go pretty solid. Who knows, right?
I trust in you, Bill B. I trust in you, man.
And Bill, we trust.
For sure.
But we're gonna wrap this one up. Again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you. Truly.
Forever. And we're gonna continue to give y'all more, man. More sauce.
Sure.
More sauce for you. And we got something special next week. So until next time, peace.
We out.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slowly get take paper to make paper. So I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster.